Make the work a tiny bit harder, but nobody's afraid of hard work. All right, you guys, we're gonna start standing at the top of our mats. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chin up, tilt the tailbone back, soft knees with a micro bend. We just don't want to be locking our joints. We're inhaling, and as we inhale, our belly expands, so our lungs expand. Exhale, we contract the belly, contract the lungs. Inhaling, exhaling. Let's breathe. On our next breath, let's inhale, sweep our arms all the way up, just reaching tall. Exhale, bring our arms back down. Sweeping. Inhale, expanding our lungs. Exhale, taking our arms down. Let's keep breathing. Inhaling, let's lift all 10 toes. Exhaling, dropping the toes. Inhaling and coming into yogi toes, which means we're creating space between each toe, relaxing the toes. Inhaling, lifting the toes, yogi toes. Just a few more. One more. And exhale out. We're standing in mountain pose. We're going to do a little bit of a standing cat-cow. So we want to make sure our shoulders are rolled back. The tailbone is tilted. We're taking a deep breath. We're going to roll from the tailbone forward and bring the shoulders into a hunch. We inhale and we really pull the shoulders back towards the tailbone. Exhale, tucking. Abs are tight. It's a little bit of ab work. Inhaling, roll it back. Exhaling, we contract forward. Inhaling. Our knees are not locked at any point in this movement. And then the warmer we get, we can add bigger arms. So if we're inhaling back, we can open the arms. Exhaling forward, we can hug a barrel. Inhaling. Our chin is neutral. We don't want to tuck it into our chest or throw our head back. So just keep moving. Really tuck the hips here. Abs tight. Inhale, tailbone brings itself back. And then we're going forward. Let's keep breathing. Let's take one more. Exhale. Let's inhale, bring the arms back. This is a big chest expansion. And then release down to mountain pose. We're going to lift the right heel up just to stretch the arch of our foot. The knee goes straight forward. And then we release it down. The left heel comes up. The arch is stretching. The knee goes forward. We're breathing. Bring that heel down. We're switching to the other side. And switch. All right, you guys, we're gonna step our feet a little bit closer together, almost touching. We're gonna inhale those arms up, and we're gonna exhale to chair pose. And we're gonna keep our arms lifted. Fingertips are reaching towards the ceiling, tailbone back. We don't wanna see a chair pose like this. This is hurting our spine. And then we're gonna inhale, just reach up as tall as we can. Exhale, chair. Inhale, tall. Let's keep going. Let's remember to breathe like we're actually in class and the neighbors around us can hear our breath. If you're just joining, grabbing 2 yoga blocks or 2 books that are of equal thickness, or anything that works like that. One more, we're taking chair pose. Inhaling tall, arms go out to mountain pose. Taking a breath here, we always want to use mountain pose to reset. So we're inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, and exhaling. We're breathing. When we breathe properly, it brings our heart rate down faster, controls how we're training our body with muscle and cardio. All right, you guys, we're gonna step our foot back the mat. It doesn't matter which foot. And we are gonna step a little bit wider on our mat. We're getting ready to flow through some fun stuff. At least I'm thinking it's fun. We're gonna inhale, take our arms up. Then we're gonna exhale, scoop down to a sunflower. Inhaling. When we are lowering, our toes are turned out and our knees are tracking out towards the pinky toes. We're exhaling down, belly tight. Inhaling up. Let's lift all 10 toes up so we know we're not cheating. We don't want to scrunch those toes up on the mat. Let's inhale up. And then we're going to bring our arms down. So we want to bring our hands in front of us. And we want to hook the thumbs together like so. We're going to pretend our hands are maybe going against a glass pane. We're going to exhale to squat. And we're going to inhale and just take those arms up and back. Exhaling. Inhaling. We're just drawing our palms or gliding our palms. If linking the thumbs is too much for our wrists, we can just hold the hands side by side. Let's check in with our knees that they are tracking over the pinky toes. We should be feeling heart rate going up. Maybe we're starting to sweat. All right, let's take and bring those arms down beside us. Rolling the wrists, tailbone back. So we're going to be really careful through the next couple moves. It's meant to be more of a easy movement for the knees and hips, but if, as usual, anything is happening that doesn't feel good, doesn't feel right, then we switch it up. So we're going to take our hands, we're going to inhale and scoop. We're going to stop at the top, and exhale, scoop out, stop at the bottom. Inhale, maybe a little Tai Chi, removing some energy. Inhaling up, exhaling down. So when we're taking these squats, we're not leaning forward. We want our legs to be doing the work. Let's come down to the bottom. Inhale up to the other side. Exhale down. Keep moving. Checking in that our toes are not squeezing the mat. And then checking in that we're not leaning forward. We don't want to stress our back out. Let's inhale to the top. And now carefully, we're going to start making this giant circle all the way up and down. So we're just using our joints, how they're meant to move. Breathing where we can here. And then we're going to pause at the bottom. Scooping to the other side, making those big circles. Our shoulders are feeling this. Our legs are feeling this. And then let's check in that we're not hanging out in the back and belly. We want those muscles tight. How are we feeling, you guys? Are we hot yet? All right, let's bring it down to the bottom and then inhale. Let's bring our arms to the side, stepping to the top of our mat. We're breathing. Inhale, exhale. Using our breath to bring that heart rate down. Keep breathing. If our shoulders are way up here, let's draw them back and down. Let's make sure the tailbone is not here. We want it back, keeping our spine healthy. Let's take 2 more standing breaths here in our mountain pose. 1 more. All right, you guys, we're gonna sweep it up. We're gonna swan dive, and we're gonna step back into downward facing dog. In downward dog, let's start to pedal the heels. Let's check in with our hands. Every fingertip, every knuckle is pressing into our mat. We're sinking the chest towards the ankles. And then let's lift up to tippy toes. Relaxing the heels. Bend the knees slightly here. Take the chest and back towards the legs. Let's start to sway the hips side to side. And then very gently we come back to the center. We bring our knees down and we exhale to child's pose. We can take our fists and stack them right under our forehead. Take a moment to breathe. Child's pose is like mountain pose. We want to catch our breath. Slowly, we're going to sit back on to our heels. And hopefully we have those books or blocks handy. We're going to bring our knees side by side. We're going to do a little bit of functional movement. And functional movement is how do we get our body to work in everyday areas. So I'm going to pretend I can hear your voices. We're going to take the books or the blocks on either side of our knees, just like so. Our feet are turned out in the back. And if that's not comfortable for us, just grab a pillow or something to put under the tops of our feet. So what we want to do here is first check out and see how strong our palms are feeling. This is going to strengthen the wrist, even though it bugs our wrists. So we're pressing every fingertip, every knuckle into the mat. We're going to take a deep breath. And then we're going to exhale. Just draw both knees up off the floor. So this is stretching the top of our feet and working our abs. And then we release it. Take a deep breath. Roll those knees back up. If this hurts our wrist too much, we can use fists for wrists. So we just draw the knees up and relax. If we don't have books or blocks, we can do the same thing right off the floor. We're exhaling. Belly pulls in, and that helps to pull the legs up. Breathing. Let's do one more like this. And then release. We're getting ready to take this a little bit more intense. So we want to take and push into the blocks and just lift up to the very tip of our toes. The foot pulls off the floor and then we bring it down. So just the top of our toes would be touching in this ab move. So take a deep breath. Exhale, draw the knees in, come up to all 10 toes, and release. Let's take a deep breath. And then we're just drawing the knees up. We're on the tippy toes. Press away from the blocks. And we're back down. I'm sure you guys are loving this. We're taking a deep breath. Exhale, pull the knees up. And release. If we don't have books or blocks, we're getting extra work. Take a deep breath. Exhale, pull the knees up. And exhale. Take a deep breath. We got one more. Take a deep breath. Exhale. And release. Put the blocks to the side. We're going to stretch our arms forward, come back into downward dog. Catching our breath. Let's inhale forward to plank. Let's exhale, crocodile. Upward dog. Knees off the floor. Downward dog. Breathing. Let's take tiny little tiptoe steps to the back of our wrist. Let's slide to monkey or supportive monkey. Breathing. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, chair. Back bending. Let's swan dive. Let's inhale to supportive monkey. I'm sweating like crazy, you guys. Exhale, releasing. Let's step back, downward dog. Catching our breath in downward dog, sinking the chest, tilting the tailbone up. Let's inhale forward to plank. Let's take crocodile, upward dog, breathe, shoulders back, downward dog. Tiny little steps forward. Inhale, monkey. Or supportive monkey. Exhale, release. Sweep it up. Chair pose. Back bend. And dive it down. Let's inhale to that monkey, whichever version. Breathe. Exhale, release. Let's step back, downward dog. Checking in with downward dog. We do not want our hands way open. We want our hands closer together to support our crocodiles, our chaturanga. Let's lift the tippy toes. Let's bend the knees in. And now sinking the heels, get into a deeper downward dog. Let's inhale forward to plank. Let's exhale, croc. Upward dog. Shoulders back, knees up. Downward dog. Breathing. Let's take the right foot up into the air. Let's step it through. High lunge. Whew. Let's lift the back knee. Let's press forward. We're reaching tall. Our body is squared forward. The knee is tracking over the toes. We should be sweaty. Let's take the back heel and just press it down. Our whole body stayed forward here. We're in warrior one. Let's press the back leg a little straighter, a little stronger. Let's open to warrior two. This knee has to shift forward. We want this to burn. We also want to take this pose and bring it here. We do not need to strain our joints. I am sweating like a crazy person. Let's take a deep breath. Elbow to knee. We're going to reach up and over and then turn the pinky side down, shifting the front knee forward. Looking up if we can. If we get dizzy, don't. Let's reach that arm up, back into warrior two. Do not straighten this leg. Don't do it. Now we can straighten it. All right, sliding to triangle pose. Our top shoulder is back. We're reaching tall. We're breathing. All right, you guys, hands are gonna come down. We're gonna step back to downward dog. Let's come to tippy toes. Let's bend the knees in. Let's exhale, sink into a deeper downward dog. Let's inhale forward to plank. If we need, we can always use the knees in our crocodiles. Let's take a croc. Upward dog, knees off the floor. Downward dog. Take our left foot up into the air. Let's swing it through. High lunge. While we're holding high lunge, let's remember those little lectures of we might want to do knees down in crocodile, but do we need to? Reaching toe, back leg lifted, high lunge. We're gonna take high lunge and just drop the heel down. Everything is turning forward. Warrior one. How we doing, you guys? Should be a little bit of a struggle, and that's good. Let's open our arms. Warrior two, the knee forward. Shoulders down. Toes lifted. Knee tracking forward. Do we have shaky legs yet? Hang in there, breathe. Again, don't lean forward. Stay tall, stay structured. All right, elbow down. Reaching up and over, we're turning the pinky side down and we're shifting the knee forward. Pull that top shoulder back. Looking up if we can. Take that arm up and back into warrior two. Don't straighten the leg. Lift those 5 toes up in the front because they know we're cheating. Now we can straighten. Sliding into triangle pose. We pull the top shoulder back. Remember, we're not locking knees. Let's bring that hand down, and this time we're stepping forward. Forward fold. Sliding up. Supported monkey's shoulder slide back. Releasing forward fold, catching our breath. Let's inhale all the way up. Let's bring it to mountain pose. Roll the shoulders back. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. All right, you guys. Standing balances are our favorite, right? So we're in our own homes. Find something to focus on. Stare in front of us. If there's a picture on a wall, or maybe we stare at the top corner of the TV or computer screen. Let's lift the right heel up. Just let the knee track forward. We're breathing. We're gonna try to reach the right hand down to touch the inside of our shin. And then we're gonna bring it out. Other side. Heel tracks forward. We're going to try to bring the hand in to touch the inside of our calf. And then release. Exhale, other side. Inhale. So this is a gentle movement. And this is where we would stay moving back and forth if we do not like the standing balance. One more time each side. Maybe we can reach to the heel now. All right, holding, resetting in mountain pose. We always want this structure. So soft knees, tailbone back, shoulders back, chin lifted just a little bit. We're gonna take the right heel and lift it. We're gonna take peace fingers. And we're gonna reach down for the big toe. As soon as we engage the big toe, our hips wanna track forward and we want to keep the tailbone back. The big toe squeezes back. The hand can be on our waist, out to up, wherever our balance is. So we're gonna inhale, then exhale, stretch it straight forward. Shoulders pull back. We're holding. If we don't like this pose or we keep falling out of it, we reset at mountain pose. All right, you guys, bring it down. Mountain pose. Remember, alternating calf taps. If we don't like this balance, we're breathing. The left heel lifts. We're going to take the peace fingers of the left hand. We're going to reach down, find that toe, squeeze the toe back. This other arm can do whatever it wants for balance. Breathing. We take that exhale and extend that leg. Breathing. Tailbone back. Great day to practice this. Our hamstrings are on fire, right? Maybe we're here and practicing, and that's fine. Wherever it feels best. We're tall, we're growing strong. And then let's release. Breathing. Shoulders back. Let's inhale, sweeping up. Let's swan dive it down. Let's hang out here for a moment. Let's sway the arms across the mat. Breathing, maybe we use an elbow in each hand. And coming into supported monkey. I hope you guys can't see this on camera, but my thigh is having a seizure, shaking my whole body. Let's exhale, release. Hands come down to the floor. Grab those books or blocks. And then let's exhale the knees. Breathing. We're just coming down to toe stand. It's so imperative that we bend our toes, our ankles, our knees, and hips like this, or we lose that mobility. Let's draw the shoulders back. And if we want, we can take our hands off the block to come up here to our thighs, shoulders back. Remember, our practice is ours. Whatever feels best for us. What we need over what we want. We can now move our hands up to namaste. Squeezing the thighs towards each other. And then we can move those arms up, reaching tall. Or we can go all the way back to the books or blocks, because it doesn't matter which one we're practicing. Our toes, the arches of our feet, our ankles, they should be burning. And it's going to be an intense burn, and that's good. We want to build those muscles. Slowly, let's release our hands down, and then reaching behind us, we are going to sit down and move the legs forward between the blocks. We're going to flex the feet. We're going to bring our hands forward on top of that. Remember, we can do all of this without the books or blocks. So let's inhale the chest up, shoulders roll back. We are in staff pose. In staff pose, we want the feet to stay flexed. That just keeps some of our joints protected. Taking a deep breath, let's sit taller. And then let's just roll the big toes in towards each other. It should engage the outside of the legs, the hips. We're breathing. The taller we sit, the more we engage. And why wouldn't we want to engage, right? We're here, we miss each other. So let's do the work so that when we're back together, it doesn't feel like so much work. Let's take and roll the toes straight back up. The ankles are flexed. Now we're going to rotate out. So like duck feet, and the heels are pretty close together here. We're seated tall, shoulders back. Now we're going to push the knees down a little bit. And then make sure we're not rounding in our low back. We want to sit tall. All right, you guys, coming back to staff pose. We're going to set one of our props to the side. We're going to bring the other prop underneath the right calf muscle. We're going to reach down, hold on to that calf muscle. We're going to inhale tall, and then start to walk the hands down until we reach the ankles or the feet. It doesn't matter which we hold on to, whatever feels best. We're going to inhale the chest up and then exhale. Maybe we get a little bit farther around that foot, And remember, this ankle is flexed. If we're pointing our toes, we're not gonna have much success reaching the toes. Let's inhale a little taller. And then let's take the chin to chest and breathe. We're gonna stay here for several moments, so settle in. So we're gonna slide up, and we're gonna have two options for this left leg. So a modified position would be to bring the foot to tap the inside of our prop, and then the other prop can come out underneath the hips. So this is option number one, and this is where we're gonna go if our hips are really tight. Option number two is to bring that foot up on top of our thigh. The props will not come into play here, but this foot has to stay flexed. What we want to do in either position is to inhale the chest tall, and then exhale, try to walk back out to that foot or that ankle, whatever is best. We're going to inhale tall, and then exhale, tuck the chin to our chest, and we're staying here for several moments. Breathe. So the leg that we're leaning down on, this right leg, we want to avoid locking that knee. Keep breathing. Let's inhale up, and we're gonna release. We're gonna take that prop, move it underneath the calf of the other leg. We're getting ready to forward fold on this side. This elevation just helps tighter hamstrings to stretch and release, and it just feels good. So let's bring our hands to either side of our calf muscle. We're inhaling tall, and then we start to walk down towards our ankles. Maybe we reach around the foot. It's up to us where we go. Inhaling tall. Exhale, try to get down a little farther. Maybe we're lacing the hands around our feet. Flex ankles. Take a deep breath. And then drop that chin to our chest. Staying here, our only job is to breathe. Let's slowly walk it back. We're seated tall, so we're going into those lifted pigeons on this side. So remember, the first option for tight hips is to bring the arch of our right leg against the block. And then we can take the other block underneath the knee just to help it rest. The next option, the more intense option, is to flex that foot up onto the thigh. We're reaching past that foot, we're inhaling tall, and then we're walking down either to the ankles or to the feet. We're going to inhale a little taller, and then we're going to exhale. Just release chin to chest, breathing. And now let's walk back. We're going to release out. We're going to take those props if we want. We're coming into butterfly. Those props can come to the outsides of the knees, or if we like a deeper stretch, don't use the blocks at all. So instead of pulling the heels really close to the bottom today, we're walking our feet out, so it's more of a diamond shape. Bringing our hands to our feet, we're inhaling tall. We're exhaling. Let's go ahead and lean forward, tuck our chin to our chest. Every exhale should lower us. then let's roll ourselves up. So keep those props handy on either side of our body. We're going to use them in spinal twist. So we're going to take a deep breath, hold on to the knees. We want to roll all the way back. We're rocking side to side here. Our back is taking a little bit of an extra beating today, so we want to take care of it. Let's bring our feet flat to the floor. Let's wave the knees side to side. Let's start to draw the right knee in to our chest. We're going to keep the foot flexed. Then the left knee will draw in. We're keeping our feet flexed. This engages more muscle for us. We're going to take a deep breath and then roll those knees in so our tailbone leaves the floor. And then roll, release. So this is a tiny movement. We exhale. We're pulling the knees in. We're inhaling. Exhale, let's roll in. Inhale. Super tiny movement and our abs should start to burn. Back and forth we go. Squeezing the knees a little closer together. All right, let's pull in and then let's take our arms out to a T. We're going to be moving that prop in just a moment. Let's take a big inhale, and then we're going to exhale our knees towards the right. What we're going to do is place that prop right under the knee so that we can relax into spinal twist a little deeper. We're taking an inhale, and if our shoulders and neck are okay, we can turn our head towards the opposite hand, and that palm is up. We want to inhale as deep as we can and exhale. Pull the belly tight. Keep breathing. Let's bring our head back to the center. We're going to use those abs to roll back. We're going to start resetting on this side. So let's take a deep inhale. And then on the exhale, roll those knees in, tailbone off the floor. Roll it back. Just a tiny movement. Make sure the feet are flexed. Roll in, roll out. Roll in and out. On the next exhale, we're pulling the knees in, the arms are out, and we're going to start to exhale to the left, making sure that our knees land on that prop or all the way to the floor if we'd like. If our shoulders and neck feel comfortable, we can turn our head the opposite direction. Let's breathe into spinal twist. Bring our head back to the center and then exhaling the knees in. We're going to reach between the knees for the ankles to supine butterfly. We hold on to the ankles or reach around, letting the knees drop open. And then from here, we're opening to dead bug or playful baby, whichever version you like to call this pose. We're breathing inhales that expand our belly and lungs. exhales the contract. And then let's bring our feet flat to the floor. We're going to have two options for relaxation today. One is to go into regular Shavasana where the legs are out, the toes roll out. If this is our standard favorite, go for it. If we'd like something different today with the props, we're going to bring our feet into butterfly. And then we're going to take those props underneath the hips. So we might have to play around with positioning of the blocks to find what is comfortable for us. We're going to walk the shoulders away from our ears. We're going to bring our palms out and up. We're going to wiggle the toes, attach every toe to the opposite toe, or if we're in our corpse pose, just let those toes roll out. Let's close our eyes. Let's inhale into our deep belly. Let's exhale. Pull the belly down, and maybe we pull the ab muscles under the ribs a little bit during the exhale. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. Belly down, under the ribs. Let's take one more breath together. Exhaling, pulling down. And then a normal breath. As we're breathing, let's curl the toes, curl the fingers, squeeze the glutes and shoulders. We're squeezing the lips, the cheeks, the eyebrows. We're making an awful face with squeezed, wrinkly muscles. We're going to lift and squeeze a little tighter. We're inhaling. And then on that exhale, we release. Everything melts down. Our job is to rest. We focus on our breath. We breathe through distractions. We breathe through noise. And if those distractions get to be too much, let's just focus back in on how we breathe. Let's inhale to the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then exhaling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We can continue counting our breath, or we can ease into just a regular relaxation. Remembering that stillness is important. Let's begin to wiggle our fingers and toes. If we're in butterfly or if we're in corpse pose, we're going to be drawing our knees up so our feet are flat on the floor and just taking that gentle wave side to side. Let's come back to the center. Let's decide what side we want to roll to today. If we want to have extra energy, we're going to be rolling to our left. If we want to have calmness, we're rolling to our right. So picking our side, rolling, And just taking a moment to breathe here. And when we're ready, we're pushing ourselves up to whichever seated pose is best for us. If we are in a lotus pose or crisscross applesauce, we can take those props and put them under our knees to help support our hips and our knees. We're taking a deep breath. We're inhaling. We are pulling the shoulders back and down. And before we breathe, we have a little bit of homework. So we know interaction with each other is very tough. And I am surprised at how tough I am having with live streams. I don't get interactions. I'm teaching. There's nobody breathing. There's nobody mooning. There's nobody conquering hard poses. So what we're going to do is have 2 things of gratitude today. Looking back through the last minutes of our practice or the last hour, let's remember something that we were grateful for during the practice. And we're going to post it in the comments. And then we're going to post something we're grateful for at home. 2 things. Gratitude. That always makes us feel better, and it will make us feel better to read other people's comments. We need that interaction. Let's bring our arms out to the side, drawing our shoulders back. Let's close our eyes. Let's inhale. We're reaching our arms all the way up to the top. We're going to exhale, sweep those arms out. Inhaling, we're breathing deep into the low lungs. We want that oxygen in there. Exhale out. Let's take one more breath. We're inhaling all the way up. We're going to bring our palms together and we're going to exhale to heart center. Namaste, friends.